ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। ये आपकी डिक्टेशन नंबर है 100। वेबसाइट पे इसको लगा दिया गया है। पहले इसको अच्छे से लिखें फिर टाइप कर दें। डिक्टेशन स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड। मैडम डेप्यूटी चेयरमैन, विद योर परमिशन I will mention certain points which my honorable friends did not mention, but which I think are pertinent to the debate which is now going on this house about agriculture and food situation. It is true that food production in this country has not been up to what it was expected. The first plan had a certain target, the second plan had a certain target, and the third plan, of course, has a target which is higher than that of the second plan. We must remember that when we mention these targets that are there in our plans, the targets that are mentioned are the potential targets. In other words, when we state that by the end of the second 5-year plan, the potential target would be something like 92 or 95 million tons. It did not mean that 95 million tons would be produced in this country. The potential target meant that given all the facilities in the matter of manure, in the matter of seeds, and in the matter of human efforts, it would be possible to produce 95 million tons at the end of the third 5-year plan. And along with those important incumbents that I have mentioned, there is one more very necessary incumbent, namely timely rains in the country. The monsoon in India has always been erratic. Last year, of course, it had been more erratic than in any year, perhaps in living memory. It has always been erratic, and it has to be supplement that deficiency that the union government and the state governments under these 5-year plans have launched upon large scale major, medium, and minor irrigation schemes. In certain fields, of course, we have met with success. Take, for instance, minor irrigation. In the first 5-year plan, the target was 11 million acres, and the actual achievement was somewhere to the tune of the 9 million acres. In the second plan, the target was 9 million acres, and it was achieved fully. In the third 5-year plan, the target for minor irrigation is 12 million acres, and the achievements are expected to come around 13 million acres. So we cannot just say that nothing has been done so far as this particular problem is concerned. Let us see where these shortfalls lie, why we have not been able to achieve the appropriate potential which we aimed at. If we go into the question a little more deeply, we will find that it has really been the fertilizers which have brought us down, which have brought down the production of food in this country. Regarding fertilizers, the question can be asked when it was estimated that the planned capacity would be something like 6 lakh tons. Why has production been only to the extent of 4 lakh tons? There again, it is a question of continuing the process. I think we forget it in this or any planning process. Mr. Speaker, sir, through this appropriation bill, the government seeks authorization from Parliament to spend a large sum, and the Parliament does not normally grudge sanctioning this amount. But we have two grievances. One is that this amount, which is so large, is not husbanded properly. In other words, there is a lot of wastage which the government has not been able to stop. Secondly, the most important problems of the country have not received adequate attention of the government. One such problem is the problem of population growth. And for the family planning, the finance minister has allotted in the budget only a sum of rupees 150 crores, which by and standard is very inadequate. Sir, the result of the recent census must have caused a serious concern to the government because we have 130 million people to our population. The density of our population has increased considerably. In some states, the program of family planning has succeeded, while in others, it has not succeeded. In fact, it has gone in the reverse direction. Sir, it is said that the female education and female literacy help in family planning, but unfortunately, this has not been borne out by the results of the census. Sir, actually, female literacy increased by 7%, male literacy has increased by 5%, and yet our population growth has remained une- unabated. Hence, resources invested in family planning should not be considered as an expenditure, but it should be considered as an investment. In this connection, may I give you two very interesting findings which have been given by the Indian Foundation for Development. One is the static population takes 12 years to double its per capita income with a growth rate of 5%. If the population growth rate is 2% per year, it will take 23 years. If the gross national product is 4%, it will take 43 years to double. The second finding is this: even now, the number of people living below the poverty line is between 40 and 60%. This foundation says that by the end of the century, when the population would rise up to 1000 million, 9 out of 10 people would be living below the poverty line. Therefore, this is a very serious matter and it indicates how urgent this problem is and what should be done. This is a major national problem which cannot be left alone. This has to be tackled quickly. A certain amount of compulsion is inevitably for its success, but this compulsion should come with the popular sanction of Parliament and the state assemblies. In this connection, there is a strange and paradoxical situation. On the one hand, our savings have increased from 13% to 24% in the last decade. On the other hand, we find that the number of people living below the poverty line is increasing. What are the specific reasons? इस क्लास में इतना ही बच्चों। नमस्कार बच्चों।